Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Coffee and Conversations with Whiskey Blue and Friends. And we want to say um, TGIF, thank God it's Friday. We made it through another week. How are you doing, Monica?
Delighted.
All right, delighted. All right, Veronica. Always appreciate the words that you give us, which are so refreshing every morning. You know, always positive, and we appreciate it. Um, we weren't able to be on with you all yesterday, um, and we apologize for that. We were in the midst of it. Had the show was all set up. We were about to go live, and we had to turn around. I had to not do it because my caregiver came at 7:30 in the morning, and I got a little frustrated because the agency that my caregiver comes from, they thought it was okay for them to change my time on yesterday and not say anything to me about it. They simply just changed the time, gave it to the caregiver. He realized the day before yesterday that they changed the time. Everybody did everything, but didn't make me privy to nothing that they were doing. And I think that that is number one, unprofessional. I'm not going to call their name today, but if they don't do any better, I am going to talk about them and share what their name is. But I hope they do better. But they've done this a number of times where um they don't tell me. You know what I'm saying? My time for my caregiver to come to me is at 8:15 a.m. in the morning every morning. But they have a way of sometimes changing that. And I wouldn't even necessarily mind it if they were to share it with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a part of this equation too, but they didn't, make me aware. So that's why we ended up not coming on yesterday because my life is I'm connected to a machine at night. I'm up and down all night long. And when I go to sleep, when I come off of the machine, and I'm tired in the morning. So having a caregiver arrive 7:30 instead of 8:15, that's 45 minutes earlier than what the scheduled time is supposed to be. And if that happens, I believe that my caregiver, the agency he works for, first of all, and then he himself, if he noticed that the time has changed the day before, I don't see why it's a problem to pick up the phone and say, Kenton or Whiskey, they changed your time for tomorrow. But they just do what they do and no one informed me. So that's why we weren't here yesterday. So we apologize for that. But what we are going to do, since I started off on that note, you know, Veronica, today we're going to talk about gratitude for peace. Gratitude for peace. We've been talking about gratitude all this week. So today we're going to talk about gratitude for peace. Today we honor peace, whether it's loud, quiet, or still on the way. We honor peace today, and we're grateful for peace. And I want to say our focus today is that gratitude is our focus today is gratitude for calm moments, clarity, emotional rest, spiritual grounding. And no matter as much as you try to stay at a place of peace, and have peace in your life, there will come times when things will come to try to interrupt your peace. And that was what happened on yesterday. It wasn't a major thing, it just was unfair. It wasn't a major thing, it just wasn't called for. It wasn't a major thing, but it wasn't acceptable. When you hear someone knocking at your door 7:30 in the morning and you're not expecting it, you're
Nobody.
not expecting someone until 8:15 in the morning, it can have a way of setting your day or your peace in an awkward situation. Talk to me, Veronica. You're so quiet over there.
Yeah. Like you said, somebody knocking at your door 7:30 in the morning. You'll be wondering who could be knocking at my door this time, this early. I'm not expecting nobody yet. And you open the door, you'll be all surprised. What's
Yeah,
going on?
exactly. And the reality is that's exactly what happened on yesterday morning. I'm sitting on my bed, laying
Yeah.
in my bed, and all of a sudden I hear a knock on my door at 7:30 in the morning. So yeah, it. But I'm grateful for a caregiver. I'm grateful to be able to have somebody to come in and to assist me, especially during this time that I've been, or this season that I have been dealing with some health issues and stuff like that. It's good to have someone come in. And so I had to go back and be grateful for it. I
Yeah.
got frustrated yesterday, but then I had to go back, and use what we've been talking about this week about gratitude, to get myself back grounded and get myself back centered on yesterday, Veronica. So let's see. So what I want to say, and then I want you to kind of jump in on this as well, Veronica, that peace isn't the absence of storms. It's the presence of God in the middle of them. Because it doesn't mean that you're not going to have storms in your life. It doesn't mean that storms are going to be absent. I have had my share of storms, the presence of storms in my life. Sometimes it seems like one storm after the other, one storm, and I haven't had a whole lot of time of peace. But peace, and when I say I haven't had peace, I mean when you find yourself in the presence of storms. But the reality is that peace isn't the absence of storms, but it's the presence of God in the middle of them, which means that you can have peace even in the midst of, or even in the presence of a storm. Talk to me, Veronica.
Because I had a lot of storms in my life and I prayed about it. And, God came in and give me peace.
All right.
Sometimes let things get to me. I got to stop that.
Okay.
I got to pray more. Because some things get to me right now. I got to stop it.
Okay.
What they say, you got to speak your mind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it be getting to me.
And I believe that that's human. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, they want to, they don't give people the grace to be able to get frustrated or to go through those moments where, like you were just saying. You know what I'm saying? They think that every time something comes in someone's life, that they're not supposed to have a human moment at all. You know what I'm saying? It's like even the other year when I was dealing with the whole process with family, and I found myself going through that storm back in 2024. You know what I'm saying? People didn't even respond. They thought I was the one that was acting out of character because they're so used to me not being responsive and stuff like that. But yet and still, if they had experienced some of the same stuff that I was going, they may not have been able to handle it even as good as I did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're human beings. You
I,
know, go ahead.
I see. What you just said. Uh, I read that. I wasn't friends with you. We wasn't friends, and I read that, and somebody said, "Oh, will somebody please go check on Kenta because he's not acting himself." I had seen it. I
Yeah.
had read it. Yeah,
But the question is, what is acting yourself if you don't know me, or if you do know me as a person, when you see something happen that you're not aware of, then why did that I have to, it's got to be something wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? All because I react to something that's being done to me. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
I get
When
it.
when most people, if listen, if I was standing as well as we get along, right, Veronica?
Yeah,
If I was there and I just kept slapping you in your face, slapping you in your face, slapping you in your face, right?
yeah,
And you just keep letting me slap you in your face. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
After you're gonna turn around, you're gonna react to me and say, "Why the hell you keep
yeah.
slapping me in my face for?
I'll
Damn
be,
it!"
I'll be turn around. What the hell going on? What you slapping me for? What I did?
Right? Exactly. So we have a right to be reactive. We, as much as we may try to be proactive, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If people hit us, if people hurt us, we respond. If you step on a dog's feet or anybody's feet, they're gonna say ouch. It's a
yeah.
reaction.
They're gonna react.
But it's almost like people expected me to take everything that's done to me and just keep a smile on my face and never react or never respond or never tell the truth or never address or tell my story or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's just crazy. But we do our best to maintain peace. And we're grateful again to be alive, so we do our best to focus on gratitude and everything like that, but
black.
also give people the opportunity to be human also.
Yeah, like I told you yesterday when I seen that interview,
Uh-huh.
and I said, keep telling your story.
Uh-huh.
Keep telling it. You ain't got nothing to be ashamed of. You ain't
All
did
right.
nothing wrong.
Thank you very much, Veronica. I appreciate
Welcome.
so let me ask this question before we go into the inspirational moment of the day. Where did you find peace this week, even in a small way? Where did you find peace this week, even in a small way?
I just none of this stuff get to me. I go into just go into my room and inhale, exhale, and just pray on it. Pray about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a quiet space.
So you find peace in a quiet space and
Yeah.
you find peace in prayer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found peace this week in a small way, just turning on some music on yesterday or even at night, because I'll be honest with you, last night while I was sleeping, I kept having some really crazy things happen in my dreaming that kind of were waking me up startled or stuff like that. And afterwards I said, you know what? I'm gonna put on some music. I put on Juanita Bynum's Piece of My Passion CD and started playing it when I went back to sleep this morning.
That's how I sleep at night. I play the gospel music and I just let it play on the TV.
Okay. Yeah. So that was one of the ways that I found peace in a small way, just by playing some music. By thinking about gratitude, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
what I'm grateful for, you know.
Yeah.
So Shortly, we're going to close out, but right now, we want to get to that moment that we didn't get to on yesterday, which was inspiration.
Inspirational moment.
Go ahead, you introduce.
You are doing your best.
No, 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 no,
What?
no. Introduce your segment. We're about to go into what?
Veronica Nicholas, inspirational moment.
All right. Go ahead. I want you to introduce yourself to that.
All right. You are doing your best. Life is not always easy, and some days feel heavier than others. But even in your tired moments, you are still trying, and that matters. You don't need to have everything figured out to be enough. God sees your effort, your silent battles, and your heart that keeps going even when it's hard. Doing your best is already more than enough for God. Thank you, God, for everything in my life, the good and bad. Some were blessings and some were lessons. I'm grateful for them all.
Yeah, doing your best. That's what I encourage everybody. Thank you for that, Veronica.
You're welcome.
And that's what we have to do. We just have to do our best.
Do
Yeah,
our best.
do our best. And I have to so oftentimes because I am human, you know, and I have to say, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. You know, if it's something that I can change, I need courage to do it. And all I can do is the best that I can do to change those situations. But there are some things, there's nothing I can do about it, you know. And
Yep.
when those times come, I have to just ask God to just give me peace and give me serenity in it. And a lot of times, in order to have it, it's by me having gratitude and beginning to think about what I have in my life to be grateful for. What about you?
I have a whole lot to be grateful for. Woke me up this morning in my right mind. I have a roof over my head. I have food to eat. You know, it's a whole lot I have to be grateful for
Yes.
because nobody perfect. They ain't got a perfect person nowhere in this world. Because if they say they're perfect, they're telling a big lie.
Yeah, you're so right. You're so right. So, everyone, we want to say thank you to all of you for joining us again today. But also, we thank you for joining us this week for Coffee and Conversations. It has been another full week, and we're so grateful to have had this time to share with you all. And I'm grateful, Veronica, that we're able to have this time every morning to start our day off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to start it off right.
This conversation. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So as we get ready to close today, may gratitude settle your spirit and steady your steps. To everyone that's watching or that have watched or that will watch, again, I pray that gratitude settle your spirit and steady your steps. You'll have a great weekend. Have a great Friday. Have a great Saturday. And we'll see you next week. Have a great Sunday. And we'll see you on Monday morning. We thank you all for being with us and spending time with us. You have anything else you want to say, Veronica?
yeah, we going into the weekend. TGIF. Eh, I hope everybody take care and have a blessed weekend.
All right.